Zil said as well, 50% bigger than 85. It's a beautiful way to start off what is, I'm sure, going to be a game that is going to...
Group stage. Now, before we move ahead to our next matchup, Lore caught up with Alphari on the ground in Iceland to get his thoughts on this game.
Thank you very much, Dash. And Alphari, thank you so much for joining me. Congrats on winning the first game convincingly. I want to talk about the early game because Mad Lions here chose to leave the counter pick for top lane, but it didn't go their way, actually. So what was the strategy on Team Liquid's side to get the early game in your favor?
Honestly, we didn't think that they would be able to execute a strong early game topside draft against us. I think he made a crucial mistake. He got baited into leashing by his jungler. It's a classic solo queue mistake. Don't fall for it, pretty much. So as soon as I saw him leash, I kind of knew that the game was pretty comfortable. We played a little bit sloppy mid-game, but it was fine anyway. So.
So you get the games in your hand. Were you worried at any point that they could flip the game and it will go back to you guys, or?
Yeah, playing against Jax is always like a little bit scary because if he ever gets ahead, he stays ahead, basically. So this is like a little bit on my mind. And they were still being proactive even after they fell behind, which, I mean, they have to do with Twisted Fate, to be fair. So we just had to be like disciplined mid-game and respect their turns, which we still messed up a little bit, like I said. So the game was never like completely won, but it was definitely in a good position.
A win is a win in the end, and I mean, it also talks for the improvements you get made since the LCS finals when you think about the matchup you had versus 100 Thieves. So talk me through what you've been working on since you arrived in Iceland to get ready for group stage today.
Honestly, we've just been focusing a lot on draft, I suppose, and like fixing like some things mid-game, which I think is still like you know, something we still need to get better at. But it's not like we were focusing too much on like one specific thing. A lot of it's just like figuring out the meta after so many patches changed. You're seeing first pick Yuumi, Lucian Nami's coming in the meta, Graves top. There's like tons of new things that we have to figure out, and we still are somewhat figuring out, like every team is. And then, yeah, it was just about, I guess, learning these and then, yeah, tidying up our mistakes after the finals.
It's a very diverse meta for sure so far at the World Championship. I think it was the first time also you played against the LEC since you left the region. Alphari, how was that one for you?
It was really fun. I was looking forward to it. Playing against LEC again, it's been a long time. And Mad Lions, after coming first in spring and summer, I thought they looked pretty good, but I thought that they also are good because teams disrespect their mid-jungle and they play really well on tempo. Like, they kind of do the same thing a lot of the times from what I've seen in their games. So I never thought they were, like, massive favorites, whereas teams, or maybe not teams, but, like, Twitter analysts rate us much lower than them, which I never really considered to be the thing. So I was excited to play against them. I thought we had pretty good odds, and I thought that they were exploitable, and it worked out.
It worked
out.
out.
Good.
Yeah, indeed, you've done your homework, and again, fantastic game from Team Liquid and yourself today. Alphari, thank you so much for the interview. Good luck on the rest of group stage. And that's all for us now. We'll be back in a couple minutes for Cloud9 versus Rogue, the last game of the day. Stay tuned, you don't want to miss it.